from loneliness to friendship in a new language. When I arrived in America, it felt like someone had turned the volume down on my entire world. Everything was quieter, but not in a peaceful way. It was the silence of not understanding, of not being understood. I was 16, alone in a classroom full of voices I couldn't follow. The words around me moved too fast, melting together into sounds I couldn't break apart. My family had moved from South Korea to a small town in Minnesota for my father's new job. Everyone said it was a good opportunity. I smiled and nodded, pretending to be brave, but inside, I was crumbling. Every day I walked through the school hallways with my head low, heart tight, the lockers slammed, laughter echoed. I floated through it all like a ghost. I missed the sound of my best friend Yuna's laughter. I missed the smell of rice soup in the kitchen. I missed the feeling of belonging. At lunch, I sat alone. I would open my notebook and pretend to study, just to avoid the awkwardness of having no one to talk to. No one was cruel to me. They just didn't see me. Or maybe they didn't know how to reach me. Maybe they thought I didn't want to be reached, but I did, so badly. Then came art class. We were painting winter landscapes. The teacher assigned partners. Mine was a girl named Mia. She had soft green eyes, a quiet smile, and a confidence I envied the moment I met her. I was scared. I didn't want to disappoint her. I could paint, sure, but I was terrified of speaking. She looked at my canvas after a few minutes and said, softly, "That's beautiful. Your brushstrokes look like wind." I blinked. "Brush? Strokes?" She pointed gently. "The way you paint the sky, it moves, like the air." I looked at her. She wasn't laughing. She wasn't correcting. She was just seeing me. "Thank you," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. We painted in silence, but not an uncomfortable one. It felt safe. Over the next few days, Mia kept talking. She told me about her cat, her annoying little brother, her dream of visiting Paris. She didn't ask me questions I couldn't answer. She just spoke kindly, slowly, patiently, and I began to speak too. A few words, a few smiles, a few small moments of courage. She never rushed me, never made me feel small. One afternoon, she handed me a paper cup with both hands. "Hot chocolate," she said. "You like chocolate, right?" I nodded. Yes, very much. That day, as we sipped cocoa and painted a snowy forest, I wanted to tell her what she had given me, that her kindness was melting the loneliness inside me. But I couldn't find the words, so I drew them. That night, I stayed up late, painting two girls sitting on a bench beneath a winter tree, holding cocoa, smiling. One had dark hair like mine. The other wore a green scarf like Mia's. I wrote carefully at the top, "Thank you for being my first friend." The next day, I handed it to her with trembling hands. She stared at it for a long time. Her eyes shimmered. "This," she whispered, "is the most beautiful gift anyone's given me." She hugged me. I didn't even realize I was crying until she wiped a tear from my cheek. From that day on, I wasn't invisible anymore. We walked home together after school. We laughed. Sometimes we said nothing at all, and that was okay, because something stronger than words had grown between us. Over time, my English got better. I started raising my hand in class. I joined the art club. I smiled more. I felt like I could breathe again, but it wasn't just the language that helped me belong. It was Mia. She had spoken to me in a language deeper than English, through kindness, patience, and quiet presence. Years later, I still have that painting. It hangs above my desk, reminding me that sometimes it only takes one person to change a life. Not with perfect words, but with understanding, and just with friendship, with a silent message that says, "I see you, I'm here."